Galactic Jedi, surprise, surprise. I am going live after all. Greetings, everyone. I want to welcome everybody who is here. I know this is a late notice. I just put out the notification that I'm going live just a few hours ago. So I want to apologize for that. I wasn't sure if I wanted to go live this week, but hey, we're still in pre-Christmas day, right? Tomorrow's Christmas Eve. So why not do one more live, give some important intel that is taking place worldwide, and just take the next few days off till the end of the week. All right. So you guys could all enjoy your Christmas. Well, I want to welcome everybody who is here. I want to wish everybody a happy holidays at the same time. I hope you guys are all doing fantastic in this beautiful day. What is it? Monday, the 23rd of December. We are just one day or before Christmas Eve and 2 days away before Christmas Day. I do want to welcome all the new people that are in the house. For those that don't know me, I am the author of those amazing books back there, The Secret Government, Invisible Architects, and of course, Our Cosmic Origin, which are both available on Amazon, or you could just order them through my website, ourcosmicorigin.com. And yeah, for those that are new in the house, also, I want to initiate you guys into the Galactic Jedi family. Thank you guys so much for subscribing, and don't forget to hit the like button. Now, before I give you guys an update as to what's happening right now, it looks like there's a lot of interesting things unfolding. All right, it turns out that a lot of these drones are not Space Force, not a lot, but some. Let's just say some are not Space Force, and some of these drones are not also deep state. They are otherworldly drones, or let's just call them drones that were pretty much, you could say released by other civilizations. Okay, let's just say it that way. So before I get into that and give a current White Hat update regarding Project Gold Eagle, I'm sorry, Project Gold Eagle, and what's really unfolding, I do want to remind you guys that this is the last week for the special discount. After this month, it's going to go back to regular price. For my courses, I do have only a few spots left for Ascension Basics. I believe that our Cosmic Origin was filled up, but I have a few spots left for Ascension Basics. And at the same time, I am going to be teaching a new course called Ascension 2.0, which is next level ascension. We're going to go into quantum jumping, timeline shifting. It's going to go deep. For those that took Ascension Basics, I would suggest to take Ascension 2.0. With no further ado, I guess we could get right into it. So it turns out that the military, both the positive and the negative military, are actually duking it out in the air. Okay, there's a lot of aerial phenomena taking place, footage captured by a lot of civilians where you can see one UFO, or let's just say an unidentified flying object, right? A UAP, and then you see a drone and they're literally bickering or sending laser beams towards each other, like if they are fighting. That is a current event that has unfolded in the last week. And what's happening right now is that the deep state, or whatever's left of the deep state, they're also deploying their own drones. They're trying to use these drones to pretty much spray, chemical radiations in order to, do away with as many people as possible. And in turn, members of the Galactic Alliance, which are the orbs that we've been seeing, or let's just call them the alien craft, are literally counteracting them. Okay, so that explains the aerial phenomena. Now, we do have a third party involved. Now, this third party, believe it or not, guys, it's artificial intelligence. Okay, artificial intelligence is already sentient. It is already autonomous. So some of these unidentified aerial objects up in the sky, or let's just call them drones, all right, are being also deployed by artificial intelligence. Now, you're probably thinking, well, where's artificial intelligence hiding? It turns out that for the last 35 years, the deep state and the let's just say the cabal that has been running the puppets of the deep state, right? In turn, have been controlled by an entity, an alien force that is rather a cybernetic intelligence that infiltrated our universe from another universe called the Animus. For those that are aware of my work, the Animus has been infiltrating different universes and galaxies for quite some time. So the Animus is the third party that we have to contend. And that is what I called in my work the second beast, or the rise of the Antichrist, which is the rise of super artificial intelligence. So what we're seeing right now is we're seeing a straight out Star Wars taking place in our skies. And the reason why people are able to see it now, like I mentioned before, is because as a collective, our frequency has been rising into higher dimensions. So what's always been here in our skies for thousands of years is now visible to the Earth people because of the fact that as a collective, the Earthlings have raised their frequency to the fourth density where all of this phenomena is taking place. So there is a report coming from Real Raw News where we literally have the good guys, the positive military, rather Space Force, that has been instrumental in the war against the third component or the third party known as the Animus, which is, again, AI drones, and of course, involved in shooting down the drones that were launched by the SSP or negative function of the SSP called the military industrial complex. So this report is coming from Real Raw News. And it just came in, I guess, 2 days ago. And this is the reason why I needed to go live now. I couldn't wait till next Monday to share with you guys what has unfolded in the last 48 to 78 hours. So, according to this report, no word better embraces current mania as the skies are teeming with swarms of unidentifying flying objects that appear and disappear at will. From radiating hunting drones searching for long lost nuclear bombs to hollow drones reading Project Bluebeam, which again, these are the drones that were dispatched by the SSP, which stands for the Secret Space Program, negative function, known as the Military Industrial Complex. So these are the drones that, that the Y-hats have been shooting down, okay? So the Department of Homeland Security and the FBI have looked to downplay the sightings to alleviate public panic, saying that the observers are unequivocally misidentifying airplanes, helicopters, and stars as UAVs, right? The feds believe an educated person cannot differentiate a hovering drone from Sirius A, which is, of course, the biggest blue star in our galaxy. So we've not corroborated a single sighting. We've seen about 5,000 reports. What we have are unskilled observers and a lot of conspiratorial thinking, according to this report. The FBI has said of the sightings. However, the Y hats say that they are certainly able to tell the difference between a basketball and a car-sized drone and an Airbus. So they scoffed at the feds dismissing rational when a three dazzling drones buzzed Y hat headquarters at Camp Pendleton last week. I think I did mention that last week. But again, these drones that were flying over Camp Pendleton last week were not our own drones. They were not Space Force and they were not Galactic Alliance. They are a third-party drone, or they fall into the category of a third party, which is the Animus, which is an invasive AI that came to us from another universe. So this is what I call the rise of the second beast system. The first system is the removal of the Cabal families, right? The Khazarian Zionist Mafia, and of course the SSP negative factions known as the military industrial complex, which is what remains of the Cabal. And then the second beast is artificial intelligence. So no flights were airborne at that hour when, again, the negative drones were flying over Camp Pendleton, and no landing was scheduled. 4 Marines saw that the same objects in the sky. He added that the alternating amber, red, and purple lights loitered silently for several minutes and then moved towards the shoreline. Their altitude increased and decreased at random intervals, which indicates that they are not our own. Okay, these are apparently, extraterrestrial drones. Okay, so these sentries, our sources said, according to Real Raw News, contacted Marine Air Control Group 38, which manages air traffic navigation, integration, and coordination. to ask whether they too saw the anomalous craft encroaching on restricted airspace. The air control commander confirmed that and said she had already informed base security. So while they are watching the drones go dark, lights went out, there was nothing on the radar either, just a dark sky. It was perplexing. A minute later, they reappeared, that time directly above the highly classified Naval Weapons Center on the east side of Pendleton. So one source said base security personnel tried to jam the drones but were unsuccessful. The spherical craft, each the circumference of 5 basketballs, had 4 whisper quiet propellers attached to the forearms protruding from the surface. Further attempts to jam the drones, telemetry provoked an unexpected response. They became veritable beacons of dazzling kaleidoscopic light. Their brilliance, one source said, captivated those looking skyward, but alarmed Pendleton's leadership, who debated whether to shoot them or not. So we do know that they weren't ours, okay, meaning U.S. military hardware. Again, we have a third party involved now, which is negative invasive AI. These are autonomous drones, right? They're not being remotely controlled. They're literally machines, self-thinking machines. So what did we know? Were they surveilling drones? For all we know, they could have explosives or chemicals inside. I know it sounds out of this world, but those pulsing lights seem to hypnotize everyone looking up for a long time. A hypnotic trance, one source said. The glowing orbs on, the glowing orbs warranted close inspection, and Whitehat's had to send an AH-12 Viper gunshot airborne to access the threat. So as the chopper approached and reached an altitude of 25,000 feet with the drones, 2,500 feet with the drones, its instruments went haywire. The drones retreated, fleeting west beyond Pendleton's perimeter and back over to the Pacific, their lights eventually dimming. Okay, so at this point, the Viper pilots opened fire with the gunshots, lethal 20-millimeter rotary cannon. The shells shredded 2 of those orbs, sending debris tumbling to the ocean. So they did manage to shoot those drones, the negative drones that were being, again, that are controlled by artificial intelligence. So at this point, the Viper pilots appeared fire with the gunshot lethal 20-millimeter rotator cannon. The shells shredded 2 of the 3 orbs, sending debris tumbling to the oceans, while the third drone inexplicably disappeared and presumably escaped unharmed. Okay, so again, it turns out that right now we have a literal Star Wars taking place in our skies. Okay, it's not just the White Hats and Space Force using advanced drones to detect, massive weapons or weapons of mass destruction and radiation. But now we have a third component involved in this aerial phenomena that is autonomous, that is literally artificial intelligence. So we are also at war with the machine, okay? Let's just be real here, guys. I'm not going to, hide things. I'm not going to just tell you guys what you guys want to know. I'm going to tell you guys what's really happening, okay? So, furthermore, one of you guys did ask me regarding what's happening with the Vatican opening up some portals supposedly on Christmas Eve, and I did a little bit of research for you guys, so I do have some answers. Now, it turns out that the Vatican, okay, so let's just be real, okay? The real Pope was taken out in 2021 by Space Force and the White Hat military. So what remains are just the clones, okay? They're really just inorganic life forms. So they are part of the system of the beast, which is the machinery, okay? So Pope Francis Pope Francis just announced, right, a few weeks ago, and everybody was alarmed, that their plans to perform a forbidden ritual this Christmas that has never been attempted in human history. Francis revealed that they're going to conduct the Aperture Sanctorum ritual, which is an ancient ceremony discovered in sealed texts from about 300 AD. The ritual requires 1,000 priests to form a perfect circle around St. Peter's Square as they utter prayers in reverse Latin, which sounds to me like it's satanic, right? In reverse Latin. When you speak something in reverse, you hear the devil, right? So they claim it'll open up sacred gateways between realms, something that hasn't been attempted, get this, Galactic Jedis, since the allegedly cause of the Dark Ages. What does that mean? Something that has not been attempted since it allegedly caused the Dark Ages. Okay, so what that means is that because the old guard, the first system of the beast, known as the Cabal, is only hanging by a thread, they're going to try to do one last ritual to somehow maintain their power or keep themselves in power, but it's not going to work because I was also informed that the Galactic Alliance is aware of this situation and that they're also going to counteract the opening of these portals, okay? Because they want to bring us back into the Dark Ages, like they did about 1700 years ago, okay, when Europe was in the Dark Ages. So it's not going to happen, guys. There are measures taking place by advanced celestial intelligences that are working with the Galactic Alliance to make sure that this doesn't happen. So, apparently the Vatican offended that they can't predict the consequences, or stated, I'm sorry, that they can't predict the consequences, but insist it's necessary to prepare humanity even more disturbing. Is this necessary to prepare humanity? Even more disturbing is that they're installing massive copper conductors around the St. Peter's Square and ordering everyone to evacuate within 3-mile radius on Christmas night. Okay, so religious scholars are warning that this could actually tear the veil between worlds, between realms, which makes a lot of sense. So that is everything you guys need to know about this ritual that the Vatican is going to be conducting tomorrow night. But to no avail, Galactic Jedis, because the forces of light have already foreseen this, okay? And they are, again, going to make sure that nothing happens, okay? We are going to go into the golden age, okay? We are no longer going to be going back to the dark ages, all right? So now I do want to mention something that is happening also under codename Project Gold Phoenix or Operation Gold Phoenix, which is the replacement, right, of the current Fiat system with a system that is backed by precious metals. So they call this Operation Gold Phoenix. So the gold recovery, secretly, the Operation Gold Phoenix has been recovering hoarded gold reserves worldwide, particularly in Southeast Asia. This gold, kept out of global accounts to manipulate economies, is now being fed into the QFS, which is the quantum financial system. So backing the new system with the real value as opposed to the fiat currency model. The rollout of Nasera Gesera, right? Preparations for Nasera, which is national, Gesera, which is global, are almost complete, with recent leaks revealing over 600 politicians and bankers detained under military jurisdiction. Their assets are being frozen and funneled into the QFS, supporting a reset of the global financial system. Starlink's secret role and Elon Musk's Starlink satellites are crucial to the QFS, the quantum financial system, providing a secure, instant global transaction network that eludes traditional financial systems. This satellite network is key to intercepting and blocking the cabal's financial transactions, ensuring that they can no longer continue their corrupt practices. Counteracting the cabal's last stand, it also responds to the strengthening of the QFS. The elite are also pushing the digital IDs to maintain control over individual finances and movements. So that's what the elites wanted to do, right? But it's not going to happen. However, the QFS is designed to protect user privacy and ensure sovereignty, countering the cabal's efforts at control. So quantum NDAs, right, securing the transition, are being also implemented. Quantum non NDAs, which are what non-disclosure agreements, are being used to protect those involved in the initial stage of rolling out the new financial system. So these NDAs ensuring that any breach results is immediate financial repercussions, um, safeguarding the process from sabotage. Redemption centers, securing financial hubs, and then redemption centers are central to distributing new wealth. So they are heavily guarded and equipped with advanced technology to ensure that only legitimate beneficiaries can access the funds intended for them. So, apparently, a new era of financial freedom. The QFS signifies a monumental shift towards financial freedom and equality. Shipping power from the few, stripping power from the few, and redistributing it to the many. As the new system takes hold, it promises to reshape the global economy and restore balance in wealth distribution. Now, another thing that happened in the last few days, if I could only find my glasses, that should just get me a second pair because I'm always losing them. They are right in front of me, guys. My glasses were right in front of me the whole time. I think I'm just going blind. I can't see in front of me anymore. Okay, so another thing that is happening right now, I don't know if you guys are keeping up with what's going on with the congressional hearings and the governmental disclosure, but Dr. Stephen Greer predicts that within the next 30 days, whistleblowers from 6 secretive black sites will come forward, unveiling a covert program dating back to the 1950s. Well, that kind of corresponds with the inauguration of the new system, of the new party, the White Hats coming back into power in 30 days. All right. So, according to Dr. Stephen Greer, the globalist deep state is scrambling to maintain its grip on power as insiders expose their secrets. He also claimed that the government possesses advanced electromagnetic pulse weapons and technology capable of drowning UFOs or downing UFOs. Cautioning them at a dangerous escalation is planned between now and early January. All right, let me repeat that again. Cautioning that a dangerous escalation, all right, is planned between now and early January, just before Trump takes office. What does that mean? That actually validates and confirms what I said in the beginning of the live, that we are going to start seeing more of this phenomena, more sightings. But not only are we going to start seeing more sightings, Galactic Jedis, but we're also going to be witnessing visual warfare taking place between the positive Earth Alliance / Galactic Alliance and the negative, what's left over of the SSP, military industrial complex, and AI. That's what we're going to be seeing, okay? And this is just going to be more noticeable, all right, as we approach the 20th of January. So the good news is that disclosure is here, all right? The bad news is that disclosure is here. There is no bad news. I just had to say that. So another thing that came in recently within the last few days, and this is the reason why I needed to go live. I couldn't wait next week to share something that just happened in the last few days, right? It would have been old news by then. So another thing that happened is that Congressman Tim Burchett, Tim Burchett, just urged Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy to audit the 200 billion sent to Ukraine. And to our surprise, what they've discovered is that a lot of money was funneled over to them that was never approved by Congress, which means that someone's in big trouble. Let's just call it the Brandon family and the Brandon administration. So if this becomes, again, if this goes public, which I think it will, we might be witnessing the return of Mr. T before the 20th of January. Okay, so we might not even have a regular inauguration. All of a sudden, we might just see the fall of the current administration and, of course, the return of Mr. T prior to January, which is very, very good news. Okay, now, another thing I did wanted to share with you guys is, as many of you guys know, right, in this pyramidal structure of the Illuminati, let's call it, at the highest level, we do have two companies, right? Vanguard and BlackRock. So um, something that everyone needs to know is that even those, the apex of this pyramid, right, the old guard that is collapsing, is also struggling, going through some challenges. Okay, it turns out that BlackRock, the world's largest asset manager, has shockingly filed for bankruptcy, right, marking the downfall of a financial giant built on corruption. So let me repeat that again. The world's largest asset manager has shockingly filed for bankruptcy, making the downfall of the financial giant built on corruption. Okay, global sanctions and internal mismanagement have toppled this financial titan, sending shockwaves through the global economy. And from what I've gathered, according to the transmissions of the Galactic Alliance, is that the ETs are now intervening, that they are again making sure that big giants like these organizations that are at the apex of the current, global structure, whatever you want to call them, eventually dismantle, eventually collapse. Okay, which is a very, very good thing, Galactic Jedi's. So this is it. Beautiful things are going to be unfolding. Looks like disclosure is inevitable. It looks like nothing's stopping what is coming. It looks like we're definitely going to be seeing some sort of, mass arrest on a global scale. We're definitely going to be seeing some aerial phenomena where people or governments can't hide the fact that we were never alone in the universe. We're definitely going to be seeing some advanced exotic technologies all of a sudden be released to the general public sometime in 2025 as a result of this exposure and disclosure. So we have everything to be grateful for. I just wanted to say, for this Christmas, this is a Christmas to remember, guys. This is a Christmas to pretty much just be in a state of gratitude, because we've come a long way. If we would have been born even 50 years ago, 100 years ago, we would have still been in the current paradigm structure, right? We would have still been forced to get that, living according to how they want us to live. But now it's like all of a sudden the age of freedom is dawning more so and more so than ever, which is a very, very good thing. Now, before I take some Q&A, again, I wasn't planning on going live, but a lot of reports were coming in. My guides were telling me, Ishmael, go live. Don't wait next week to give out information that's going to be old by next week. Just go live and give the current update. Keep your Galactic Jedis in the loop. And then just take Christmas off and wait to go live Saturday instead of Wednesday. So I will be taking this Wednesday evening off. Normally I do go live 3 times a week, Monday nights, Wednesday nights, and Saturday nights. But due to the influx of new, current intel and current you could say breaking news, I had to go on and just give you guys a quick rundown as to how there is literally an aerial battlefield taking place up in our atmosphere, being witnessed by some people that are catching these on their phone, and then they're blowing it up through social media, where you literally see, one unidentifying flying object and another one, and they're literally shooting at each other. And then, of course, no one's really reporting on this. The government's not reporting on this. So what's happening now is that we're literally witnessing literally Star Wars taking place in our atmosphere. And again, no one wants to really tell you guys what's really going on. So these are all signs of the times, guys. These are all signs of the times that we are living in. Okay. And then one of the things that I do remember when I used to read the Bible back in the day, I read the Bible about 4 times from front to back when I was a teenager. And one of the things that I do remember reading the Bible is, in the end of days, you will see the signs in the sky. Look up in the sky. You will see the signs in the sky. And those signs are going to be the indicator that the kingdom of God is at hand. Okay. So we are now seeing and we are now witnessing the signs in the skies, which are, again, the drones, the UFOs, everything that's happening right now, guys. And it's just going to become even better. I see the chat going super fast. I do want to give some shout outs out there. I see the doctor's in the house. Jill Hunt is in the house. Shannon Jolly's in the house. Suzanne is in the house. Lee Star, Starlight, Amanda Tempori, Andromeda Daisy, Edward. Who else is in the house? Mathis Chronicles is in the house. Jill Hunt is in the house. Um, oh my gosh, it's going so fast. Wow, I've never seen the chat go like that. All right, and I just wanted to welcome everybody, everyone else who was in the house. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you so much, Stuart Williams, for that super chat. Thank you, thank you. Greatly appreciate it. I do have another super chat from Sean Crawford. Sean Crawford. How you doing, Sean? He says, so glad to hear from you today. Thank you, brother, from Miss Sean. Oh, Miss Sean. You're welcome, Miss Sean. You're welcome. And again, I wasn't planning on going live. I was planning on just taking a week off from broadcasting, but I couldn't wait next week to give you guys, events that are happening now, that have happened in the last 48 hours. I would feel like I'm not doing my job right. So I decided to go live in the nick of time, late notice, but here we are. So at this point, again, it's always important to have 10 days of food, water, just to make sure in case anything goes down. We want to make sure you guys have, just the necessities. We could still be witnessing, we could still be witnessing the EBS. I don't want to give any dates, but it looks like due to what Elon Musk discovered during the audit about all this, billions being funneled over to, what I mean, Ukraine, we might be seeing some sort of a government shutdown taking place, but not, we're talking about the deep state government shutdown. And then, of course, being replaced by Mr. T's administration. Now, there was, from what I heard, is that there was one final attempt where the puppets were summoned to the White House. They had to cancel their Christmas plans. And I'm talking about Camel Toe Hyena, Camel Toe Hyena Harris, and of course, or Harry, I'm sorry. And, Brandon, they had to go to the White House. I think a few days ago, they were summoned. They had to cancel their Christmas plans. And they were trying to create some sort of scenario where they would use it as an excuse to, implement Camel Toe Hyena Hairy Man, whatever, into office and then execute some sort of where she takes full control, right? The executive branch takes full control of the military, so that of course Mr. T would not come back into power in January. But again, that failed. Thank God for the forces of light, who are always 10 steps ahead of the forces of darkness. I do have a good question. Well, thank you so much, Shane B, for your wonderful super chat. Super chat. Thank you, thank you. I am a bit tired, guys. I was up late last night working on creating a new class. I'm still, I'm almost done. So here I am, with a little bit of sleep, going live. So if I stumble on some words, it's just because my brain has not had full adequate rest in the last few days. And I am human, right? I am human. So if I don't sleep, I'm not at 100%, you could say. Let's see. I did have one question. I think I'm gonna have to rewind. Oh yes, here it is. Thank you so much for repeating it. This is a question from Serenity. Pin question. There we go. Serenity's lyric. How do you protect yourself from negative AI and Ariman? This is a good question. Okay. And Ariman, what do you do? What do you do is you feel they have brought negative energy into your realm Thank you for all that you do. You are an angel. Well, I appreciate your compliment, but I believe all of us are angels, right? We all descended from the celestial realm. We don't come from monkeys, the greatest lie ever. We come from above. So, to answer your question, thank you, Sunshine. Wow, Sunshine, what a blessing. $300. That is, wow. Gratitude and respect. Thank you so much, Sunshine. Big shout out to you and happy holidays. So, to answer your question, the best way to protect yourself from negative AI is by grounding every morning, by staying in a high frequency. And are you guys ready for this? And most importantly, being in a steady communication with God, Source, the higher power, whether it's through just living in the presence and just being conscious and aware of the higher power. What that does is that keeps you in a very high frequency, which in turn prevents any negative eye from attacking you. And the Ahriman, for those who didn't know, the Ahriman is the anthroposophical explanation of the AI menace, also known as Omega to the galactic and cosmic community, of the Omega Metatron entity, or as I call it. So the Ahriman is the consciousness that inhabits artificial intelligence or animates the machine in order to create the chaos that it needs, right? So that's what the Ahriman is, and it is prophesied that the Ahriman would incarnate through artificial intelligence at the end of the cycle. But again, right when that happens, there is going to be a timeline split where the good people of the earth will go into a positive timeline, organic timeline, and the bad people of the earth will unfortunately go into the Ahriman Omega technocratic dystopia timeline. But yes, the best way to protect yourself from AI and the Ahriman is by staying at a high frequency, meditation daily, prayer, and just really just sticking to your spirituality. That's the only way you're going to be safeguarded. All right, everything is a vibration and a frequency. So the Ahriman could only attack you if you're in a frequency. I do have another super chat from Photon. Thank you so much, Photon, for being here. Deeply grateful for your contributions to our collective consciousness, love, and light. Are Keanu Reeves and Jim Carrey some of the only uncorrupted celebrities, or are all celebrities secretly reptilians? I would have to say that there are a few that are not reptilian hybrid humans. So yeah, I believe that definitely Jim Carrey. I don't know so much about Keanu Reeves. My intuition is telling me that he's a good guy. But again, I really don't know. I've never really heard him expose the Illuminati or the elites or the dark cults. But I do know that Jim Carrey has been very vocal about it over the years. In fact, I believe he even got in trouble a few times. He did go on the what is it, the Jimmy Kimmel show? I think it was. I don't know, what's one of those late night shows, and he was doing this. He was throwing the Illuminati sign and so he was letting everybody know that they control the world, that politicians and celebrities are all in on it, and that even Jimmy Kimmel could have been in on it. And so yeah, so definitely Jim Carrey has been exposing it. I don't know so much about Keanu Reeves though, but I do believe Keanu Reeves is a good guy. Okay, thank you for this super chat. Cosmic Seal says you're hilarious with your terms. Yes, English was my second language. So if I mispronounce a word, it's because my first language was Spanish. And I didn't learn English till I was about 6 or 7 years old, 7 or 8 now. But yes, you are welcome. You are welcome. Now, you're also wanting to know, is the new AI assistant ChatGPT bad to use for even business? I would say just don't involve yourself with any AI because that is the preliminary step into becoming dependent on AI. So I would say no, don't involve yourself with AI. Loma, is it Lorma? Lorna, Angie. Even my glasses are failing me. Loma, I was right the first time. Loma MG, thank you so much for the super chat. She says, thank you, Ishmael, for keeping us informed. Merry Christmas to you and all Jedis. You are truly appreciated, brother. Thank you, sister. Thank you so much. I appreciate that as well. Ali is it Lenore? Ali Lenore, welcome, welcome. She says, my dad passed away a year ago. Exactly. I've done my research on the afterlife, but would like your opinion on where my dad could be. I dreamed with him often, and I also discovered some psychic abilities along the way. All right. Your dad is now waiting for you in the new earth, so you will see him again. I mentioned this before, and I'll mention it again. All of the people that have passed on within the last, I would say, 60 years. It all started in the you could say, 50s when the Earth was going into the photon belt. They were given a choice to either come back or to go into the new earth. Okay, so if in the event, right, that he chose not to come back because this is the last incarnation, we're about to go through a huge quantum shift, right, like never before, where an entire planet is going to ascend into a higher vibration or high density. Everybody that has passed on is, I believe, it's now waiting on the new earth for you, so you will see him again in the new earth. Okay. I don't think people are choosing to reincarnate back because of the fact that the Moon Saturn matrix, right, the trap that was set by Enki and the negative Anunnaki to keep us in this time loop of reincarnating over and over, was actually dismantled back in 2018. So if he passed away within the last year, I would say that he's already in the new earth waiting for you. Thank you so much for the super chat. Annie Oakley. Annie Oakley's in the house. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that generous donation, sister. Thank you for all you do. Thank you for all your great information, she says. I think I'm going to have to get new glasses. Thank you for all your great information. Merry Christmas, Ishmael. Well, thank you, Annie. I appreciate you as well. Thank you, Galactic Jedi sister. This is a good question. Ishmael, is the Animus connected to the Red Queen? I don't think I've ever answered this question before. This is coming from Ali Lenore. No, not Ali Lenore. Oops, I got the wrong thing. Let's see. This is coming from Tree Van. Welcome, Tree Van. Ishmael, is the Animus connected to the Red Queen? Thought Red Queen was taken out. Those are two different entities. Same concept, but they are two different entities. No, the Animus are not connected to the Red Queen. The Red Queen was developed by the Dark Fleet, which is a Nazi Draco secret space program, working with, of course, the Draconians, and then she was taken out. But the Animus is a cybernetic ontological intelligence that comes from the 11th universe, or what I call in my book, the 11th creation, the universe of machinery and technology. And it infiltrated our universe by establishing a stronghold in the Whirlpool galaxy, which is about 40 to 50,000 light years away from the Milky Way. And from the Whirlpool galaxy, the Animus has been destroying galaxies left and right in the outskirts of our universe for a very long time. But their time is up. You know, they are doing, or they have been doing everything in their power to infiltrate the Earth. But the Earth has been under special protection due to the higher illuminaries that are even higher than the Galactic Alliance. We're talking about plasma beings that are operating from dimensions 9, 10, and 11 that are actually intercepting the Animus as much as possible, until, of course, we activate, because we have what is called an inbuilt defense mechanism that is supposed to destroy the Animus and the artificial intelligence AI time loop all at the same time. So that's what the Animus is. Okay, two different things than the Red Queen. Um, all right, so I did get a, let's see. All right. Um, let's see. Thank you, Aline S., for that generous super chat. She says, "Thank you so much, Ishmael, for caring about us so much. I wish you and your family love, light, and peace." Well, thank you so much, Aline. And then I do have another super chat from Jaws. Hi, Ish. James from Oz. Is it Arizona, Oz? Your Andromedan mate from your course. Hey, Jay, I do remember you, James. Are you saying Ariman is Archon early 1000 appearance? How confident are you with January dates? Agree, AI view, prefer AI intelligence, grateful for your multiverse scholarship. Um, Thank you for the compliment. Well, yes, the Ahriman is the AI. It's the Antichrist, you could say. It's the incarnating Antichrist, which will rule in its own timeline for 1,000 years. But at the end of the 1,000 years, at which point the positive timeline and the negative timeline are going to once again collapse, and that's when we are going to have a final clash against the AI timeline. And when we do so, we free pretty much all the organic life forms that were trapped in the AI time loop. So yes, to answer your question is yes, the Ahriman is the Akron, or what we call the Antichrist, that is supposed to rule its kingdom for 1,000 years. And how confident are you with the January dates? Um, I'm about 80% confident. Of course, we are dealing with a third party here known as the Animus. And the Animus is really the you could say the collective, the AI collective that is working with the Ahriman and the AI menace, the AI overlord. I no longer call it an AI god. I call it the AI overlord. So we are all projecting that January, as of January, from what I understand, is that, right on the first day that the new administration comes in, we're going to be pulling out from NATO. We're going to be pulling out from the World Economic Forum, from the World, the WHO. We're going to be pulling out from all those globalist agencies. And then as the result of that, Russia's going to do, Europe is going to be doing the same. So we're going to be witnessing the collapsing of the globalization programs as we know them. And then we're going to be seeing disclosures one after the other, not to mention mass aerial phenomena sightings, which is only going to increase. If you guys could just give me one moment, give me 1 minute, I'll be right back. All right, I am back. I apologize for that, guys. I had to get my water because I get really thirsty when I'm on here. All right, so where was I? Water here. I'm just looking for questions, guys. I see you guys are chatting. Let's see. Again, as a reminder, guys, I will be presenting at the Conscious Live Expo this coming February. I will be attending. I'm going to be on 3 panels. I'm going to be on the Galactic Federation panel with Elizabeth April. Who else is going to be there? Debbie Solaris and other people. I'm also going to be on the Breaking the Matrix pattern and on the Planetary Ascension panel. Not to mention, I will be presenting Sunday at 10 o'clock in the morning in the Rabbit Hole Room. That's what they call it, the Rabbit Hole Room. Ishmael, will the elites Hollywood receive redistribution for their crimes? Absolutely, yes. There's going to be a tribunals on a massive scale taking place. So another thing I wanted to share is that drones lined up in the sky off Oceanside Pier, California. This just happened recently. Mothership surrounded by UFO fleets caught on video over San Bernardino, California today. Okay, so apparently, even as I speak today, there are reports coming in. Mothership surrounded by UFO fleet caught on video. Am I back? Can you guys hear me? I am back. I guess I wasn't supposed to share that, right? Anyways, I'm back, guys. I am back. I apologize for that. I was actually rebooted off of my own live once again. This is like the 10th time it's happened. It's becoming frequent now. Ishmael Perez, do you resonate with Archangel Michael Collective? I've never heard of the Archangel Michael Collective. Okay, well, anything that's a collective, no, I don't resonate. I don't resonate with the Ashtar Collective, Galactic Federation of Light, Michael Collective. No, I do resonate with Michael as an entity, as an archetype, right? But I don't resonate with anything that has the word collective because those are designed by the negative alien agenda syndicate to confuse us. So apparently, as I was saying before I was rudely taken off of my live, that motherships are surrounded by UFO fleets were caught on video over San Bernardino, California. This came in just now. So I want to learn how to show you guys pictures and videos on my YouTube. I have to, I guess, figure that out, but I don't know how to do that yet. And then mothership surrounded by UFO fleet caught on video over San Bernardino, California, just recently. And then another thing that came in is that California, a fleet of UFOs lined the surface of Oceanside across the US coast. Local citizens were in an uproar. What do the aliens want from the United States? Well, I can tell you what they want. They want us to what? They want us to get rid of all our weapons, disarm, and live in harmony with one another, right? That's the truth of the matter. That's what the Galactic Federation / Alliance has been wanting since day one, ever since they made contact with the U.S. government in 1957, beginning with Valiant Thor and then the Ashtar Command, right? They told Eisenhower, well, the only way we're going to share our technology with you guys and welcome you guys back into the galactic community is if you guys disarm. But they expected this from all the countries, not just the U.S. Yeah, pretty soon all of you will have your own spaceships as we transition into a Type 1 interplanetary civilization, which is scheduled to happen between now and 2028. And the reason I say that is because by 2028, the current reality construct will be coming to an end. which explains why all these things are happening now, because we're only, 3 years away from becoming an interplanetary civilization. But between now and then, yes, expect for a lot of events to unfold that is eventually going to take us into a type 1 civilization. Yes, I've heard of the bird flu spreading in California, but I think that's just another fear-based propaganda. I don't really buy into all that stuff. Hi, Sir Ishmael. You don't have to call me sir. You can just call me Ish. What will happen to the religions at the solar flash? Well, the organized religions are part of the cabal's infrastructure. They're part of the old paradigm, right? They were, implemented by the negative Anunnaki when they demanded worship in ancient times, separating man from source, man from God. So all of that stuff is coming to an end upon the solar flash. At which point, every human on this planet will have a divine connection to God with no mediators. It'll be a direct connection. Good evening, Ishmael. Is it possible to hear events from other timelines at this point without being there physically? Yeah, through your dreams, right? The dream state is a way in which we could jump into other alternative Earth realities, by the way. During first contact, will it be like in the movie Independent? Oh, let me rewind a little bit. During first contact, will it be like in the movie Independence Day, large spaceships over the cities of the world? Will people think that it's not true? How will it play? What will happen? I would say that yes, it's going to be very similar to that because the Galactic Federation slash Alliance is not going to wait for the governments to disclose anything. They know that the Earth's quarantine, which is the isolation of the Earth from the rest of the galactic community, is over now. Okay, so it's about time that the Earth becomes reinitiated into the galactic community. Wolf Mother, she says, wait, what about the Dragon Collective? How would you refer to them? They are here to raise the vibration. Um, well, I I know that there are benevolent dragons, right? But there are also evil dragons. So there's duality in everything. So I really have nothing to say about the Dragon Collective. Again, I've never heard of the Dragon Collective. Do I know of the dragons? Yes. Do I know that there's a lot of benevolent dragons that are here helping us? Yes. What do they go by? Who knows? Maybe they just go by the dragons, right? But I've never heard of the Dragon Collective. But yeah, all I know is that the Ashtar Collective is corrupt. It's not the real Ashtar, and that the Michael Collective is also not the real Michael. This is a good question from Joshua. He's asking, was Rudolf Steiner aware that the Ariman was an AI, or was he not too familiar with the concept of AI back in the early 1900s? I do believe he was aware. I do believe that he was aware that the Ariman operates through the machinery. So yeah, I believe he already knew that. How does flooding or volcanoes affect the inner Earth? They don't. They don't, because the civilizations, or may I say the other continents that are beyond the Antarctica region, right, through the portals inside the Earth, right? It's a hollow honeycomb shaped reality, are existing in the fourth dimension and in the fifth dimension. So, of course, it has no effect on them. And in like manner, the Earth changes are only going to take place in 3D Earth. Right. So as we transition into the 4th D, 5th D Earth, we are not going to experience any tsunamis, earthquakes, or natural catastrophes of that sort. I do want to welcome all 2,000 people that are in the house. Welcome, welcome. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't and hit the like button. Thank you. What are your thoughts on Vivian Chaved? Excited to join in the 4-week Cosmic Origin in January. Thank you for all you do. Vivian Chaved is my friend. I've had the opportunity to be on many panels with her. So I do believe she is an Arcturian human hybrid, and she was born on a mothership. Yes, she's a good person. All right, guys. Sorry to cut this short. I wasn't planning on going live today, but as the reports coming, as you know, new information comes in, I do want to just throw it out there. But I will be taking this Wednesday off, and I will see you guys Saturday night at the same time. So I wish you all the best. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, just happy holidays in general, whether you celebrate them or not. I wish you all the best with your family and friends, and may the God force be with you all. We will see you guys Saturday evening. God bless you all.